I wasn't originally going to cover this topic and make a video on this, as you know, I did say I was not going to play Honkai Star Rail anymore, and I can already see the comments, people seething, saying, you said you weren't going to play anymore, why are you making... Shut up. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want, first of all. Second of all, I did say I would cover the game again and play it again, which I have been playing it off stream. I already finished 3.0 story and everything in 3.0 off stream. I did say I would play it again if they made improvements. Now, I have to talk on this, because they made improvements that are not really improvements. They also said a lot of stuff without saying what they were going to do. So I'm going to go over all this and kind of open people's eyes, because a lot of people are like, oh, they're adding a skip button. No, they're not adding a skip button. They're letting you skip very tiny amounts of certain dialogues within scenes. That's it. You can't skip the whole scene. Also, they said something along the lines of, yeah, we realized we made the story too long and too much to read. No, bro, that is not the problem. Like, if the storytelling is good, that is not the problem. The story is the best part and the only good part about the game. Right here, we have received feedback from Trailblazers that the Amphorus main story contains excessive lore exposition and too much reading, resulting in feelings of fatigue and tedium. While that is the case, I will say right now, Wuthering Waves main story was just as long, if not longer, than Star Rail's was, and I felt bored not a single time. Not a one time I was bored. You know why? The storytelling was good. Even when they had moments when they were talking about the past lore of the world of Renacita, they were showing images, even like the storybook telling, like storytelling, like Disney style telling of showing the, the maiden and all the things that happened in the past when it happened at the stained glass window part. They showed all that. It was like a 4-minute thing of constantly showing us new images, and the voiceover was beautiful. The music was beautiful. And instead, in Star Rail, what we got was him just doing this, standing still the entire time, talking without any expression, without any movement changes, camera angle changes, or anything. I will also say the long pauses that they take in between talking is really fucking annoying. I hope they address that at some point. It's like they'll say a sentence and then it'll be like a 5-second pause before the other person says something. It's infuriating. Or they'll have a still image on the screen for like 10 minutes. Like, bro, I don't mind a still image, but holy shit, even visual novels show more goddamn images than one single image for 10 to 15 minutes without changing it at all. Amphorus has a complex design, and during development, we wanted to ensure that the information supporting it was as complete as possible. However, the result has presently failed to meet of Trailblazers' expectation. Yes, the lore is very complex and expansive in Amphorus, and I love that. But the problem is, you explained the lore of the Titans. Just having a butterfly tell us about the lore without showing any images. And then there was times during the butterfly talking that you would just show a random area in the ceiling with nothing going on of you still talking about it, and then go back to the butterfly. And then you trolled us with Aglia saying, oh, I guess you're hard to please. And then you gave us a second butterfly that talked like Paimon, like we were stupid. In response to this feedback, we will address the root of the issue by reducing design-related explanations in the story. In upcoming versions, Trailblazers will have the option of skipping this content so that they may experience the main story in a more relaxed manner. Now, let me tell you something. That is not the problem. The problem is the way you tell the story. If you make the storytelling good and the way you present the story good, no one's going to want to skip. And then the people that do want to skip and don't care about story, that changes nothing for them, because they can't even skip the entire scene. They just skip certain dialogues. As you can see here, instead of just listening to Fine on Yap, you'll get to a point finally in the Yap where instead of him keep going, it'll just say, let's rest together and get ready for the journey of the Holy City. And it'll skip that part of the conversation. But he'll still keep going. It doesn't skip the entire scene. This is nothing for lore skippers, people that don't care about story, only care about combat and endgame. This does nothing for them. And this also does nothing for the people that care about the story, that want better storytelling. You're just making it an even more lazy approach at trying to appease your players. Just make the storytelling better. You don't have to skip shit. So like another example here is you have to go through these 3 dialogues first before continuing. And instead of going through the 3 dialogues, you can just say, I'm out of ideas. I'm gonna be honest, these 3 dialogues didn't take long at all either. So you skipped maybe 30 seconds, like a minute, if that, of content, which, like, bro, we don't need to skip this. Just make it enjoyable to go through. At the same time, we will also look to arrange and present missions in a more reasonable manner and reduce tedious narrative experiences like the black screens of white text. This is good, right? Everyone reads this and they're like, oh, they're gonna not show us as much black screens. but they didn't tell us what they were going to do to fix it. So for all we know, fixing that could just be them standing still, or they don't even do that like exposition at all. For all we know, it could be a still image for fucking 10 minutes. Like, because that's what we've been given from them. We've been given laziness from them. So why did we expect anything more? And their answer here doesn't tell us or reassure us that what they're going to do is going to make it better. They should have did a better job explaining here. But I'm going to be honest. What I think the reason that they just put that as vague as they did is because they don't know how to fix it. They don't know what they're going to do. Now, this is the one about the puzzles. I'm going to be honest. The puzzles were not a big deal. Were some of them annoying? Sure. They weren't. Some of them weren't that fun compared to the low-fu ones or the ones on Penacony. But I don't think it was as big as an issue as everyone's saying until you get to that one area where there's like a fuck ton of puzzles without going through the story or try to progress the story. You have to go through a fuck ton of puzzles. But I actually like enjoyed the one with the hand. That one was really good. The one where the thing moves across and you gotta like, you have a certain amount of movements that you can do. That one was pretty fun. The Egyptian style one, or yeah, it's Roman, but yeah, that one was fun. I don't think that one was that bad, but I think they just did way too many of them. Now I'm going to be honest. This is stupid. Okay. This also was not an issue for me. I think this was a good thing, having battles. Now having too many is a problem, but trying to break the monotony of just listening to story and listening to them standing still or doing puzzles with some combat in the game, which, bro, that's why we play games, is for gameplay, not to sit there and fucking listen to people yap 10 hours. If I wanted that, I'd go watch an anime or a movie or fucking play a visual novel, because it does a better job at what Star Rail does in a visual novel storytelling, like fucking God. And also, if you have a character like Fei Shao or Acheron, this is nothing. When I started getting annoyed with the battles, I just switched to Acheron and started just instant killing everything. To reduce any negative experiences caused by the above issues and make sure the overall quality meets everyone's expectations, we are continuing to polish and fine-tune upcoming versions of the game. Regarding existing content for version 3.0, we will proceed with the aforementioned adjustments. We anticipate these adjustments will take effect from version 3.2 on. So 3.1 is still going to be ass, is what they're saying. And 3.2 is maybe where I come back to see if they did a better job. Hopefully they did. I will be coming back for 3.2. I will do 3.1 off stream. The only way I was able to do 3.1 is sit there and listen to them yap in English, which was, some of them weren't fucking voiced, which really pissed me off, which is another problem that they had that they need to fucking fix. So I had it on this other monitor while I was playing a different game, and I was listening to them yap. That's it. Like, that's the only way I was able to get through that, because no way I would be able to just sit there and watch that. Empress is a year-long journey. Don't remind me. That means we could very likely get the 3.0 treatment of storytelling for a fucking year. And I'm going to be real. These story patches do not need to be 10 hours. ZZZ, the recent patch they did was like 1.5, 2 hours. Beautiful. Perfect. Now, I get it. It's a 3.0 patch. You don't need to make every patch 8 to 10 hours, bro. In Penacony, each patch for the main story, and this is all going to be main story until 3.8, they said. Every patch that was main story in Penacony from 2.0 to 2.3, 2.4 was like fucking 8 to 10 hours. Dude, it does not need to be that long. Take out some of the bloated dialogue and things that do not matter at all. Like, for example, in 3.0, the section that we had with the civilian that found out about us being from another planet trying to spread it, that was good, but it was too long. Way too fucking long. It was like almost an hour long. It did not need to be that long at all. 20 minutes tops. Now, I want to address something real quick. People are also saying in my comments, oh, he just doesn't like story games. Just don't play the game. It's a story game. You don't like story games. Don't play it. Brother, all I play is story games. Are we fucking serious right now? Literally hundreds of hours on JRPGs that are strictly super lore heavy and huge fucking hours of time sink. Fucking Trails Through Daybreak right here. 148 fucking hours. And I 100% the game. Okay? Way more talking than fucking Star Rail. And let me tell you, it's told in a way better way. The storytelling is way fucking better. Keep in mind, this studio does not make fucking not even 5%, not even fucking maybe 2% of what Hoyoverse makes on these games a year, okay? And they have to waste like 2-3 years to make this game. 2 years, I think, is development. They'll only sell like a couple 100,000 copies, which is nothing compared to the money they put in and time. and marketing and all that. Then I also got Metaphor, 115 hours, strictly fucking story. There's some moments where there's no combat for like fucking 10 hours. A Yuden Chronicle, 115 hours. Trails to Reverie, this is through halfway through the year before and this year, so 62. This was also over 100. This was probably like 130 hours. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, 101 hours, and I've since then put more time in it. All I do on Twitter is talk about all the JRPGs I play. Ys 10, like my favorite fucking game last year. Huge story game. Well, it has a lot of action stuff, but a lot of story. Atelier Ryza, just started playing that. Very, very good. Literally just finished Trails of Grace's F, which I have almost 100 hours in this game as well, the remaster. Also, Persona 3 Reloaded. I'm playing through that again. I already have almost 90 hours in the game. I'm almost done with it. All I play is story games. If there's anything I know about in video games is good storytelling and a good story. Now, Honkai Star Rail has a good story, but the storytelling is complete fucking dog shit. And if you defend the storytelling, I'm sorry, you've just never played a game with good storytelling, and you probably only play gacha games. Maybe you can't afford a fucking $700 console, $600 console, or a really good PC to be able to play games like that, and you can't afford those games, and you're playing gacha games because they're free. That's fine. But don't sit here and try to defend this slop saying that the storytelling is amazing when there's fucking games, that indie games, that don't make a fucking fraction of what Hoyo games make, and they can do it better, okay? One or two people can do it. And before you say some stupid shit like, oh, they only have 6 weeks to do the next update, retard. They have been working on this for over a year. Since before Penacony came out, they were already working on Amphorus. You think they did this in 6 weeks? You're fucking insane. They've also already said it on interviews with Penacony and Amphorus multiple times that it's been in development for over a year. So don't know why you guys are stuck on this 6-week update cycle shit. Why do you think they said that 3.2 was when these changes were going to be in effect? Because 3.0 has already been done for a while. Also, fun fact I'd like to bring up. Everyone says too that this is just a problem in the West. I have someone that also posts my videos on Bilibili, which I'm way more popular there than on YouTube for some reason. This is way higher now, but it was 118,000 the first day it was out. It had about 6,000 comments, 4,700 likes, a lot of shares. All the comments in China are agreeing with me. All of them are agreeing with me. All of them are saying I'm spot on with the video I did saying the death of Honkai Star Rail. Right here, all of them are on point. Greek mythology, I'm quite interested in this part, and there's nothing wrong with the plot itself. But this time, the plot was the most tormenting for me. I used to be afraid that the plot would end, but this time I saw that there was still a lot of puzzles to be solved. After a few days of the plot, all that's left in my mind is Nikador. The transformation and the Mimi are quite cute, and I still have some impression of them. I really hope the player's opinion can be listened to seriously. The truth is the sharpest knife that can eliminate the tumor. Another one here, when the game was first released, I really felt that it was a masterpiece, especially when Wildfire started. Agree. It gave me goosebumps. Now there are more and more maps, and the enemies I face are getting stronger and stronger, but after all, I don't have the feeling of listening to Wildfire at double speed and looking for trash cans all over the map like I did at the beginning. Bro said, I don't want to play in the pool anymore. Agly. This brother is right. Now I play Azure Lane. Just develop your character to save resources and draw cards. For this game, you spend a few hours on the first weekend after the version starts, and a few hours on the last weekend after the version ends. Rest of the time, you can hang up for 5 minutes every day to finish it. True, I've said this for the longest time. This game has 6 to 10 hours of content every 6 weeks, and then you just log in for 2 minutes every day and you're done. Then he goes on to say that he thinks the best arc in any Hoyo game is Everlasting Flames in Honkai Impact 3rd, which I agree. Then this person says the modeling is of the PSP era. I said that also when I was streaming the game, that the graphics look so weird for the character models, like they look different. And there are so many comments like that. So many, dude. So don't think that it's just the West and Western CCs are just drama farmers. No, I am saying these things because I want the game to be better. Because as you know, this game used to be my favorite gacha. I absolutely love this game. Go back and look at my reaction to the fucking end of Belobog. I think it has like 100,000 views on my channel. People love that reaction because it was authentic, and dude, I stayed up from like 11 p.m. until like 8 or 9 a.m. because when I started realizing I was getting to the end, I couldn't put it down. I couldn't stop. I was absolutely blown away by playing the game. I kept saying it felt like I was playing a JRPG, a turn-based JRPG. It felt like I was playing Trails because the combat was very much taken from Trails, the way you use your ults and shit to kind of changed the turn order of the enemies, and they already said in the interviews that they were taking inspiration from Trails. And then I get to the Cocolia part, and I was blown away the first time I heard Wildfire. I've never since gotten that moment ever again, that feeling ever again since playing this game. If anything, it's been slowly going downhill every time. And I think the only reason I enjoyed Penacony, so a lot of people say, you enjoyed Penacony, so why are you saying you're switching up now? I only enjoyed the parts with Acheron because I played Honkai back there. If it wasn't for that, I would have gave no fucks about that update at all. And Firefly, I loved her in her animated short. I hated her in the game. Absolutely hated her story in the game, or her character in the game. So all in all, I'm definitely not playing 3.1. I will wait till 3.2 comes out. And even then, I'm going to wait to see people's streams and see how it does, see how they did with the updates. Because I just have so many other things I would rather do than play a game I'm not enjoying and forcing myself to play through. That is how you get burnt out very easily. I've done it in the past. I will not ever do that again. I would much rather play through something that I have a lot of fun playing. That being said, I will be streaming Monster Hunter Wilds this entire weekend, especially tonight when the beta comes out. If you guys want to come through and see some Monster Hunter Wilds gameplay, we'll be playing that on my Twitch channel. We also got a lot of stuff coming up. We got a new Wuthering Waves live stream tomorrow morning. I will be live streaming that. We also have a live stream that the devs for Tribe 9 asked me to react to, and I will be there. It's about an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 30 minutes long, they said. I am going to enjoy that game a lot because the anime was really good and the game looks very unique. There's the sprite stuff that's in the game. The storytelling is very, very good from when I played from last beta. It switches up between the sprite stuff to action combat. It's very, very nostalgic feeling and very unique. I'm going to be enjoying that. Arknight's Enfield, when it comes out, is going to be very good. We got Ananta coming out this year. We got Azure Pamelia coming out this year. We have Chaos Zero Nightmare. So many NTE. Dude, there's so many upcoming games that I'd much rather play than play a game that I'm not enjoying. Among all the other, JRPGs I'm going to be playing. I'm getting a review copy for Trails Through Daybreak 2 tomorrow. You guys might see me put a video up for that. I'm going to be getting the Atelier Yumiya game to do a review on. I'm going to get Rise of Ronin, like all the Koei games I'm going to be getting. So I am going to be extremely busy with new games, new fun games, and I don't have time to play something that I'm not enjoying. Hopefully you guys can understand that, and let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of this update. Are you guys in the thinking that they're doing a good job? Like, sure, they're listening, but I don't think that they're listening enough, because what they're saying people are upset about are not what we're really upset about. The changes they're doing are not helping the people's complaints at all. Or if you disagree with me in the comments, let me know. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of you. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of dislikes, but I don't care. I needed to get my piece out there because there's so many people saying that these changes are good and kind of lying about the changes. No skip button or anything like that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry this was long-winded, but I just really had to get this off my chest. Like the video if you guys enjoyed it. If not, hit the dislike button. I don't care. Subscribe if you guys want to see more info on more games coming out, more gacha games, and also more JRPGs I'm going to be covering on this channel. Ring the notification bell to be notified for future videos, and I will see you guys on the next video.